Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to another video of my Leshin binging, finally. So, as you can see, I'm at work and it's the slow season. I live in a tourist town, so it is super slow today, and I decided to make a video. Don't judge me. So, I binged, well, I waited for a good 2 to 3 months for a lot of my comics that I've been reading to come out, and just to have like 5 or 6 chapters that I would be able to completely immerse myself into and just get really into them. I can't do the whole, here's a new chapter, you're gonna wait another week or 2, here's another chapter, here's a special thing. No, I can't do that. I need like a straight read through of these comics. So, this is going to be part 1 of a 2-part series. I finished 2 of my Leshin comics, one of them being Killing and Stalking. I know. If you guys have finished this, I know. And I'm not unhappy with the way that season 2 ended, but I'm just anxiously awaiting what's happening or what is going to happen next. So, beware, from this point on, there's spoilers. If you have not finished Killing and Stalking, or if you're not even caught up to season 2, just cancel the video, like the video, subscribe to my channel, and like watch it later. So, we're gonna start talking about Killing and Stalking season 2. I'm not gonna go crazy into detail, but, so be prepared. So, to start off, this series has completely had me on the edge of my seat the entire time that I've been reading this. And I absolutely love this comic for that. Unfortunately, I was so sad Anime Expo over the summer. I wasn't able to go see Kugi. I was just impatient, and I should have been more patient. So hopefully Leshin's going to be there next year or at another con that I can get to where I can see Kugi and just tell her how much I appreciate this art and the story and just everything. So to start off with Yunbum, he had so many opportunities to get out of this bad situation, and I honestly feel like he's completely let them pass him by. And that's not necessarily, I mean, he was in a bad situation to begin with, and then to just kind of fall into the hands of Sang-woo. Yunbum had all of these opportunities between being like taken out into public, you know, left alone in the house. He has been confronted by Mr. Crazy Detective 2 or 3 times. Second time being the detective being in the house saying, I can save you, just come with me. And Yoon just kind of is just like, no, stay away from me. You're not helping me, and on and on and on. For some reason, he just does not want to let Sang-woo go. And that has to play into a part where, you know, his home life that he ran away from was just completely terrible. I mean, for Christ's sake, he was getting raped and beaten, and he had nobody to ask for help. So then he finds Sang-woo, and yes, after all of these horrible, crazy murders and the things that Sang-woo says and the things that Sang-woo does, in some little way he has a bit of, Sang-woo just kind of is a little, not nice, I don't even want to say nice, but certain things he says I think makes Yoon just hold on and just doesn't quite want to leave Sang-woo because he thinks there's nothing better than this. It could be worse, but I'm already in a worse situation, but he's holding on to that kindness, if you even want to call it that, from Sang-woo. So now we're here toward the end of the 2nd season, and it lands Sang-woo and Yunbum in jail. Well, I shouldn't say, it landed them in the detective's hands, and they've been arrested. Now the detective sneaks into Sang-woo's house, seeing Yoon Bum, and clearly he looks like a victim. He doesn't look like somebody who lives there. He's scared to death, and while Yoon is fighting this detective off, Sang-woo gets home, and shit goes down. So Sang-woo and this officer or detective, they fight and fight and fight, and for a second there I really thought that Sang-woo was going to kill the detective, but things turned around and the detective cuffed him and brought Yoon and Sang-woo into the police station. Starting at the police station is just crazy. As a reader, you're sitting there thinking, is this really going to happen? Like, is Sang-woo really going to jail? Is this psycho going to jail? Well, what's going to happen to Bum? Like, it's crazy. So they're trying to really, like, hold them there as long as possible, get all the possible evidence that they can, even though Bum isn't talking about anything. They have absolutely no reason other than Sang-woo beating the crap out of the detective to keep them there. And eventually they kind of are like, okay, Sang-woo's like, we're dating. I'm together with him. I'm not beating him. He's forgetful sometimes, blah, 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 blah. And the detective has this bright idea to say, okay, well, if you guys are dating, then you kind of know what's going on with each other and you guys know each other's information. So answer some questions about each other and you guys should be good to go, right? Well, being smart like Sang-woo is, says that Yoon has a terrible memory and, can't remember a lot of things most of the time, which kind of signals Yoon to be like, okay, I'm not going to answer any of these questions. Whatever. Which pisses the detective off. This guy, he's trying so hard. This detective is trying so hard to catch Sang-woo, and he knows that this is the kid that's been doing the murders, but he just doesn't have the evidence. On top of all of this, the fact that Bum is hearing Sang-woo say, we're dating, and I care about him, and on and on and on. Sang-woo is just completely playing the cops, but Bum is just like, we're dating. Like, he really likes me, and I think I like him, so we're good, right? So, in his mind, he's kind of freaking out about that on top of everything else, because that kind of makes him happy, I guess. But they get frustrated with not being able to get any information, and they send Bum back to Sang-woo's house, and they hold Sang-woo for further questioning, yada, yada, yada. Bum goes back to Sang-woo's, and one of the detectives is sent to collect evidence, or what he thinks could be possible evidence against Sang-woo. Leaves Bum there, takes off, he's gone. Next thing you know, Bum's uncle sees him outside of Sang-woo's house and proceeds to try to drag him out of the house and also rape him, which is just, it's freaking insane. It's crazy. This poor kid just cannot get away from any of these horrible situations. He did kind of put himself in some way, or in a sense, I should say, he kind of put himself in the whole situation with Sang-woo. He should have just left it alone, but he didn't. So now we've got Bum's uncle trying to drag him out of the house to come back home and possibly rape him on top of it. And finally, Yoon Bum defends himself, pushes him away, locks the door, and his uncle leaves. Then you have the detectives come back at the wrong possible time, when they could have saved him from his uncle as well. But, yeah, so they bring Yoon Bum back to the police station, and they decide to actually interrogate him in a room. And this crazy detective is like, I know you're a victim, why don't you just tell me what happened? I can help you, let me help you. And Bum is just not saying anything. He is not giving out any information. The detective brings out the crime scene photos of the girls that Sang-woo's murdered, and he just cannot bring himself to look at them. He's looking away, you know, of course in shame, because he knows part of it was him. And another reason is why he just doesn't want to confess and have Sang-woo go away. So the detective gets completely pissed, leaves the room, and decides to pull Sang-woo out of the squad car from the back and beat the shit out of him, which causes a big ol' scene. Causes a huge scene, actually. And one of his, the detective's higher-ups, knows Sang-woo, is familiar with him, and Sang-woo totally plays off like, he hit me, it hurt so bad, I don't know why he's beating me. This guy can completely fool, like, all these cops, which is pretty freaking ridiculous, but they bring him back inside, and Sang-woo kind of is like, oh, you know, that's kind of hate on homosexuals, and, you know, this is a really big deal, like, you guys could be in a great deal of trouble. And they bring Bum out, and he's like, I just, you know, I want to go home with Bum. I want to go home with Yoon Bum. That's all I want. I don't even care. I'm not going to blackmail you guys. Just let me go home. And I don't want to see this stupid detective who beat the shit out of me. I don't want to ever see him in my life again. And his higher-ups are like, we can make that happen. That's fine. Don't worry about it. So then they get home. They get dropped off at Sang-woo's. And Yoon is just like, finally, we're home. Like, let's go inside, honey. And gets backhanded. And Sang-woo proceeds to completely tear apart Yoon Bum in more than one way. And just blames him for everything. This whole thing was your fault. You did this to me. This is why I'm beat up. This is why I got arrested. It's all your fault. And just proceeds to rape him against the door on the front porch. And, like, just total fan service. I mean, in no way is this comic about a healthy relationship. I mean, I don't even know if you want to call it a relationship or boyfriend, boy love, whatever. It's a really screwed up situation, and I'm really curious on how, you know, Yoon Bum is going to get out of this situation, or if he's even going to get out of the situation. Is he going to die? Is Sang-woo going to murder him because he refuses to leave and accept the help that's been laid out in front of him? Or is Sang-woo going to kind of come to his senses but still be crazy? I don't see how this is going to work. I really don't. I feel like Yoon is going to end up dying in some way, or I have no clue, or killing Sang-woo. But the end of the season leaves us off with Sang-woo relieving himself and also beating the crap out of Yoon Bum, and it's just, I mean, it still leaves you at the edge of your seat, and you're like, what the hell is going to happen now? Like, they even went to the cops, and now they didn't get in trouble for that. So, we patiently wait for season 3 of Killing Stalking. And I'm really sad because now I want to binge even more, and I can't because I have no more comics to read. I'm going to be starting up a few new ones I've started reading. I'm a couple chapters in. I'm not sure how I feel about them yet. This is part 1 to a 2-part video. The next video will be about another comic that I finished that I absolutely love. I adore this comic. So please stay tuned for that, you guys. Thank you for tuning back in. Sorry we haven't had too much content out. A lot of adulting going on, and, you know, the holidays. It's time to spend with family and just, yeah, it's a lot of family time. So less YouTube videos, more family time. I will be hopefully down in Irvine sometime this month after Christmas, so I'll be vlogging down there and vlogging a bunch more of our Mies Duo adventures. Hopefully have another Les Hin binging video for you guys soon, so be sure to like, subscribe down below, comment, let me know if you've got any suggestions on videos I should review, K-pop videos I should review, lesbian manga, all kinds of stuff. I'm really looking to get more and more into some more webcomics because I'm digging them. So thanks for watching, guys, and stay tuned for another video.